Hello there and welcome to day 4 of the 30-day money mindset challenge. I do hope that you are enjoying the series and that you are getting so much out of these videos, because being consistent for these 30 days, doing the activities that I give you, it is going to absolutely profoundly change the way you think about money, your relationship with money, and ultimately your results with money. You can change your world that fast. In actual fact, you can change your entire life by just making one different decision. Now, the thing is that the decisions that you make are based on your belief system bias. So your belief systems, which you have tens of thousands of them all running on autopilot back there, they are driving your decisions. 92 to 96% of our results are driven by our subconscious mind, by the programs that we have that mostly we are not even aware of. So this is why it is important to dig out the foundational programs, the limiting beliefs that are stopping us from getting the results that we want, and changing them. The core essence of you does not change. You are who you are. You will always be who you are. But your beliefs, your limiting beliefs, your fears, your doubts, if they're running the show, then it's time to change those, to make the dominant beliefs that are running your life to be positive ones, supportive ones that are causing you to take the actions that you need to take to get different results. Let's face it. If you want something to change, then you must change, your actions must change, and you must think differently, which is what today is all about. Because I don't think it's a secret that rich and wealthy people, they think profoundly differently to those who are stuck in struggle financially. Profoundly differently. They see money in an entirely different way. They think about money and how money works for them because they put money to work for them instead of them working for money. They see how they relate to the world in a completely different way. And that is available to you too, because our brain has neuroplasticity. That's why this technique that I do at the end of these videos works so incredibly well, because it actually works on collapsing the current emotional network that you have around any topic, so you can create a new network, a new neural pathway that supports you getting the new results that you want. And in this framework, it's all about money and your money mindset. So let's think very, very quickly about how wealthy people think about money. So while the vast majority of people are stuck in basically a slave to money mentality, and money can be a great slave, but it is a terrible master. So if you have this mentality where there's never enough money, and you have beliefs where you have to work hard for money, and you are constantly in this state of feeling like you're catching up all the time, and there's not enough to pay the bills, and there's not enough to live the life that you want, and you're always kind of chasing your tail financially, then you are in a lack and scarcity mindset. And there are various varying levels of that. Some people are like really, like they really struggle with money. Other people are kind of like they might be working class and they're still working really hard and not being able to get ahead. Whereas the rich and the wealthy, they see money as their slave. They make money work for them. Now it's time for you to flip the equation and make money work for you. So wealthy and financial people know how to make money, they know how to keep money, they know how to grow money. So making money is actually not that hard. You can get a job, you'll be making money. Now it's what you do with that money that counts, because the vast majority of the population are programmed to spend more than they earn. That's why the banking system, which I'm sorry, the banking system is actually a product of the establishment, which is, and all these systems are interconnected to keep us as slaves to the systems that were created for that reason. So the vast majority of people who know how to work the system, they're sweet. They're the billionaires, the trillionaires. They know how the game works. They play the game. They play it to win. Whereas the vast majority of people are consistently playing not to lose. And there's a massive, massive difference. It affects the way you think, the way you act, the decisions that you make, and ultimately your results. So start to think about and analyze, deeply analyze how rich and wealthy people think and how they put money to work for them. So they know how to make money. And the thing about making money, I mean, I encourage everybody to be an entrepreneur, because when you're an entrepreneur, you are in control of your results. You're not waiting for somebody else. You're not financially dependent on somebody else to give you a paycheck or continue to employ you. If you are at the mercy of the system, if that's your only source of income. So if you have a job, that's great. Now, what other forms of income are you generating? What value are you offering to the world? Because money is just a value exchange. You've got to reframe money in the context of every single financial exchange is an exchange of value. You give your hard-earned money to somebody who provides you a product or a service or something in return which you perceive to be of value. That's all money is. Take all the stigma out of it, take all the BS out of it, the belief systems, and start to see money in an entirely different way. Now, when you get that money in, stop going in and spending it on shit you don't need, mate. Because that's how we get underwater. We go into debt for shit that we actually don't really need. It's to impress the Joneses, or because we think this will make us happy. Yeah, it might momentarily. This is why they've programmed us with this retail therapy. Like, stop it already. I have a friend, Rachel Smith, and she's actually got a whole lot of discipline. Many years ago, she earns six figures, and she's a contractor, and she works for companies in the area of logistics and construction and actual government planning. She does a lot of that kind of stuff. And she gets paid very well for what she does. She's incredibly good at what she does. Now, it was a few years ago that she kind of observed herself just spending money willy-nilly. Like she was a chronic spender. She would just see something and buy it, see something and buy it. She was an emotional spender. She went, wait a minute, what is this costing me? So for a year, she decided not to buy anything new, apart from food, but anything new for a whole year. Do you know, out of her salary, she saved over $50,000. She actually bought a house with that money because she had a deposit for a whole new house. She set herself up. She is sweet financially. Now, she still works in a job, but she has other appreciating assets and assets that actually make her passive income as well as her job. And she knows that if she lost her job tomorrow or she left her job, not only would she be able to create new sources of income because she knows how to do that, she has the skills, she has learnt the skill of being able to offer her services and the value that she offers to be able to get money in return. So she's not worried about losing her job. Not only that, she set herself up financially so she's financially secure and she's not living paycheck to paycheck. I heard just last year, that those on six-figure incomes in the United States, the vast majority of people are living to paycheck. That blew my mind. How can you be earning six figures and living paycheck to paycheck is beyond me. It's a lack of financial literacy. Okay, so you've got to educate yourself about money. You've got to start thinking differently about money, because once you know how to make money, once you actually start keeping your money, then you need to know how to grow money, and that's about acquiring assets. The rich aren't rich because they've got millions of dollars in the bank. They are asset rich. They know how to invest. They know how to maximize and optimize the financial resources that they have to grow more money, to grow more wealth. Okay? So they use money to make money. Okay? This is a very, very different mindset. The vast majority of people in the world, they're like this with money. I need more, I need more, I haven't got enough. It's too hard, it's too stressful. There's never enough money at the end of my month. Can you relate? Whereas the rich are like, there's money down there. There are all my assets. That's my resources. How can I optimize those resources? I can invest that over there. I can, maybe I can start this new enterprise, which is going to make me more money. I can do this over here. They're like, it's like Monopoly to them. They're constantly looking at where they can invest. And you can sit there and make the excuse and go, oh yeah, but they've got lots of money. Why have they got lots of money? Most wealthy and rich people, particularly in today's entrepreneurial space, were not born into massive wealth. Most. There are those who are. That's not who I'm talking about. You look at those who are massively wealthy now, the billionaires. The vast majority of them are in the entrepreneurial space. They know how to play the game of money. They think rich. You cannot get rich if you do not think rich. So start to analyze your thoughts. And if you have negative thoughts about money, if you have negative feelings about money, then it's time to change that up. So if you're ready to change that up, I'm going to do a tapping in just a minute, but I also want to give an opportunity to help yourself even more. So I have a new coaching program. Thrive is a 6-week coaching intensive where I help you to get crystal clear on your wealthy vision for your future. Actually help you to develop an unstoppable mindset by clearing out and releasing the fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs, and create and execute on a strategic action plan that leverages your unique gifts, talents, and superpowers so you are empowered to build wealth through a business that feeds your soul and makes a positive difference in the world. This program is like nothing else you've ever experienced before because it goes beyond healing to real world results. Because I'm on a mission to help you to live life beyond your wildest dreams, to live on purpose and thrive. So if you're ready for that kind of transformation fast, then all you need to do is find the link in the description below, and that will take you to the Thrive page. I have it at a very special price at the moment, but that will not last forever. So after this video is finished, make sure you go and check that out, and I hope to see you in the Thrive program. Now, let's get on with today's tapping, shall we? So start by tapping on the inside of the eye and repeat after me. I'm ready to transform my money mindset. I'm ready to think differently about money. I'm ready to think like the rich. Because when I think like the rich, I can be rich. I'm excited about thinking like the rich. I'm excited about shifting my money mindset so I think like rich people think, so I can live like rich people live. I'm looking forward to learning how rich people think. I'm looking forward to shifting my money mindset so I think differently about money. So that where I used to see problems, I see possibilities and opportunities. I love that I'm going to be thinking like a rich person. I choose to transform my money mindset now. I choose to think like a rich person. I'm deciding to never think like a poor person again. I choose to think like a rich person. I choose to act like a rich person. I choose to make decisions like a rich person. I love making different choices with a strong money mindset. I choose to think like the rich so I can live like the rich. Okay, deep breath. Let it out. Deep breath. Let it out. Okay, how does that feel? Now, I just want a disclaimer here. When I say I'm going to think like the rich, I'm going to act rich, I don't mean that you go and blow all the money that you have acting like a rich person, like you've got millions of dollars in the bank, when you don't. And this is the distinction that I really need to make, because yes, rich people, they can go and spend money sort of wildly, which looks like it's wild in our eyes. It's like, really? You spent that on that? What? However, that is their expendable income. The truly wealthy and the truly rich do not spend more money than they have, and they take care of their financial security first. That is their number one thing, is they take care of their financial security. They only spend the money that is like over and above. It's the excess. This is the truly wealthy. Yeah, there are wealthy people out there they've got debt like up to here because they have overspent. They are not truly wealthy people. I want you to be truly wealthy, to have financial security. The vast majority of people who you think are rich, a very, very large percentage of them are debt rich. They don't have a lot of financial liquidity. They don't have a lot of financial security. They have a lot of debt. Here's the difference. I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki. He's a great person to listen to, by the way. Wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Wrote another really good book called Fake, which is about our fake money system, our fake education system, all the systems that we're actually kind of plugged into. They're fake systems. You've got to know how to work the systems to win financially. And that's something that Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad taught him. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, if you haven't read it, get it, read it. It's freaking amazing, because he makes the distinction between his real dad, who was the educator, get a job, get into debt, and he was never rich financially, and his friend's dad, who was the rich dad, who taught him the rich principles. That is the reason he was able to change his life, is because his friend's father took him under his wing and taught him the principles of the rich and how to think rich, what an asset is, what a liability is, how to be in the quarter on his chart where you are financially independent, financially wealthy, financially in control of your future. So I listen to these people. It's important that you do too. And Robert Kiyosaki, he is over $1 billion in debt. I didn't say million, I said billion with a B. He's over $1 billion in debt. But guess what? He owns something like, I think it was 12,000 rental properties. He has leveraged that debt. His debt is actually making him money and makes him wealthy. He is asset rich, and those assets are generating millions and millions and millions of dollars every month for him to service the debt. And then the debt is simply something that he writes off on tax. So this is how the rich operate. Get into it. This could be your future too, but you have to shift this first. So the fact that you are here, well done. I applaud you. If you have not seen the other videos that I have already done in this series, then you can check them out here. This is the playlist of all the videos in the 30-day money mindset challenge. I look forward to seeing you in the next video tomorrow. Stay on course, keep showing up. This is your future, and it's time for you to take control over your future and create life beyond your wildest dreams, and be able to make the choices that you want to make, not constrained by your financial resources. I'll see you in the video tomorrow.